2 or 3 weeks later, Norton was busy with repairing aircraft. The aircraft that was being repaired at that time were C-47s, which was exactly the one that I used to fly in the service. So I knew everything about that airplane, airplane, the C-47. I could work every equipment in it.
Mm-hmm. And when you got out of the service, did you work at Norton, or where did
Yes,
you work?
at Norton. But I started out as washing airplane parts with at the wash rack.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
What a change of from fighting one place and then to doing dishes, you might say, at the other place.
So you started working at Norton,
At
what
Norton.
year? In 46?
46,
1946?
January 1946.
And you eventually worked on the planes, repairing the planes?
Not repairing. I was in radio shop, so I would install, tune, and check out the radio, different radios that the C-47 included, to check for your signal strength. We used to call, it was fun because you used to call different air bases, and with our call sign 656, I remember. How do you read my signal? And so on.
And when did you retire? What did you have? Oh, thoughts. When did you retire?
Oh. My goodness. $1985,
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah,
About 30 years ago then.
yes.
See, okay.
And then it was all civilian, back to civilian life,
Now,
free.
being born and raised in Golden, your girlfriend,
Uh-oh,
your girlfriend
my girlfriend, yeah.
was almost your neighbor.
Yeah,
Now, tell me, how did you meet, marry? What was her first name?
Avelina,
Avelina. And you guys were almost neighbors, and
they would go out on walks, her sisters,
uh-huh.
and me and another friend of mine, probably next door, I forget his name now, we would mix with them, play with them, dance at night, dance in the streets. But I happened to be interested in this certain one, and I guess the other way around too. We ended up going out together for a long time. Gradually, we got serious, that maybe eventually would be ending up marrying and raising our own children.
Now, when did you get married? What year did you get married?
October 12th, 1947, I believe.
Uh-huh. Almost right after the year after leaving the
Yeah.
Air Force.
Right.
Avelina's maiden name?
Belina, the first name,
And then
Sanchez,
Sanchez.
maiden
Uh-huh.
name.
And you got married in 47, and how many children did you have?
5 altogether.
Mm-hmm.
3 boys and 2 girls, 2 of which are present.
And 2 of them are here, Priscilla and Virginia.
No, wait a minute. No, that's before. Oh, watch this. What's this? No, that's right. Right there. 3 boys. One is a mailman. One works for Kaiser, and another one for Beaumont Schools.
Uh-huh.
And that would bring us to about this point.
Yeah. Now tell me, after you got married and raised your family, did you always live in Colton on Fifth Street?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah, when I retired, I had a lot in Beaumont, and my wife and I had a house built there, which we took part in finishing it, actually, because we did all the, what do you call the,
Architectural planning?
we did, I knew a little carpentry, I did a lot of roofing, painting, we practically, I can say that we had a good part in completing the
Building,
house,
or building, you
Yes.
building the house yourself?
our own house.
Yeah.
Yes,
Now, you said in Beaumont.
in Beaumont, yes.
Yeah. Now, how long did you live in Beaumont, or?
14 years, I believe,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
And in Colton, you still have a house in Colton?
It was still there, yeah.
Uh-huh.
We left it to, I think, Priscilla there. And I continue living in Beaumont with my wife, and I think I got a job there. I didn't have to, but just after we finished the house, by the way, I worked for the library for volunteer, and then in the Banning Hospital, that was for pay, and back to, well, then I worked for Jack in the Box. I didn't have to work there, but because I had to go to work at 5 in the morning. I only put in about 5 months' work, and I said, "This is not for me. I'm not getting up. Don't have to get up." So I quit.
Yeah. Well, was this after you retired from Norton?
Yeah, way after that, yes.
Okay. Let me ask you about mom and dad. Where
My
are
mom and dad.
Your mom and dad.
Yes.
Where are they from?
They originally came from the state of Michoacan in
Uh-huh.
Mexico,
Okay.
and their names were my dad was Zacarias Garcia, and my mom was Jesus Avalos.
And when did they come to Colton?
I would say around close to the 1920s,
Uh-huh.
yeah, the end of 1900s. I don't know how they ended up in the state of Illinois first. They came across first in El Paso, I believe,
Yes.
and gradually but like I say, how they ended up in the state of Illinois, I don't know.
And then they came to Colton?
And then gradually they worked themselves
Uh-huh.
back west until we had uncles in Colton, my tio Filomeno. They already, before us, they were there, and my tio Filomeno worked at the cement plant there, so my dad had an easy time finding a job.
Oh, so your dad worked for the cement plant?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
Mhm.
okay. And did he retire the cement plant, or was he
No.
injured, or?
He was, he was injured 1926, I
Uh-huh.
believe, in May. It seems like at work, a conveyor belt, a chain broke and hit him in the head. And as I remember, I was only about 2.5 years old. I barely remember him. He tried to go home, but they wouldn't let him, and I think he died there before he could be taken to a hospital.
So you were, didn't have a father, you were,
Oh,
in the
yeah.
early, you were, now, were you raised just by your mom?
Yes. She happened to be a seamstress, learned the business in Mexico.
Uh-huh.
So in Colton, she would be make dresses, alterations, work for some of my teachers. They go to her, and I would be. Since my mom didn't know any English, the teacher would give me measurements, the patterns, and I would interpret. Okay, so my mom would work that making the dresses, alterations. She would also the priest for also the priest would come to her to needing alterations.
The priest was
At
Padre
that-
Valencia?
At that time, I believe was Father Valencia, yes. And he was quite a quite a character, really.
Why was he quite a character? Tell me about his
He
character.
drove like a 1931 Ford sedan. He would fill it full of kids, as many as he could get in the car, 3 or 4 kids, and ride up and down the streets, hollering, honking the horn, and just having fun. I remember that part.
Now, you mentioned that your mom did some work for the church, Father Valencia,
Yes,
some alterations, tailoring.
tailoring, correct.
Were you a very religious person when growing up?
I believe so. My mom used to take us, yes, every Sunday. By that time, we were, I guess, the families were, I think we're 5 of us all together
Uh-huh.
then,
Mhm.
by that time. Every Sunday, we would walk because we didn't have a car yet. We would go walk to church every Sunday. And
Did you also attend the Jamaicas?
oh yes,
Uh-huh.
all celebrations like that. Especially remember when the time when they used to Judas.
During the Easter festivities?
Easter festivities, yeah,
Uh-huh.
they would hang Judas. It was a mono made of paper, painted black. It was fixed with crackers, no,
Fireworks, yeah.
firecrackers,
Uh-huh.
yes. And then Father Valencia would somehow there was music there. And he would chase, people wanted to get close up to the mono to touch it. And it was hanging from a rope. And somebody down on the ground would pull the rope and dancing.
Uh-huh.
And after a while, it was time to end it. Well, then he would get up to the mono and light the fuse. That was the culmination of the celebration. You would see who those parts catching on fire, just pieces flying all over, kids running to get maybe souvenirs of what's left.
So the firecrackers would just explode Judas,
Yeah.
and the parts of the paper mache
Yeah.
would blow all over the
All
place,
over the place.
and everybody wanted a souvenir.
Yes.
Did you ever get a souvenir?
I don't
Oh,
believe so.
no. Tell me about the baptism. Did you attend the baptism, Samuel?
Pardon?
Baptism? Bautismos?
Yes. Well, I was baptized there, yes, when I
Uh-huh.
was
Uh-huh.
about 2 or 3 years old.
Uh-huh.
Baby, anyway.
Uh-huh.
My padrinos, I think, were, Jesus and San Bernardino. Yeah. I forget the names.
So you were baptized at San Salvador.
Yes.
Okay, what about marriage? Did you get married at San Salvador?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I believe it was October 12th, 1947.
Uh-huh.
My wife, Avelina, yes. And my padrinos were Ramona Mercado and Trinidad, her husband, I believe. We were poor, so we couldn't afford having a big celebration afterwards.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So we kept it, in fact, at my house, we had a small gathering. My mom would fix some for the small number of those invited. And kept it very, very simple.
And the food that was served, was it mole and gallina?
I
or
believe so.
Mole and gallina?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
With tortillas or
Oh,
pirotes?
got
or-
to, yes.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. How about arroz? Did they serve arroz también?
Arroz,
Uh-huh.
yeah. But it didn't last long because we didn't have any music to speak of, so it kind of just small affair,
Uh-huh.
and it was the end of it.
Well, but you're still here. You're still
Yeah.
here.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's been great. Tell me, let's go back to when you were growing up on La Calle Cinco.
Okay.
And talking about your friends. And you mentioned you played kick the can. And I would imagine you also played canicas.
Canicas, run, chipper, run, whatever that means.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Then what about swimming? Did you guys swim? And besides the plunge, did you swim?
Whoa,
in La Sequia?
we went to the river, Santa Ana River.
Okay.
It was running through South Colton, ended up in what they call the Cuadrito. It was about chest high. The water would get up that high, and it would jump, dive from the sides, and have a ball. It was,
So you and your gang would go to the Cuadrito.
yes.
Yeah. What else did you do besides? Did you guys play